This is John Bailey, the epic voice of Honest Trailers, and you're listening to the Five-ish Fangirls podcast. It's a Fangirls podcast with five-ish people. The tangents and squee will continue. Squee.
Tangents and Squee continue all the way to episode 361 of the Five-ish Fangirls podcast. And it's that time once again. Who we gonna draw? Who we gonna draw from the bag of names? From the bag of names. I can't read or write music, so I'm just making this up.
Bravo! Encore! Or maybe not, I don't know.
I won't be able to repeat that again. Welcome, everyone, to this episode of the Five-ish Fangirls podcast. So glad you could join us. Let's start off like doing from the virtual table and see who's joined us this week.
This is Chrissy in Salt Lake City.
This is Holly from Wisconsin.
And this is Rachel in Indianapolis, Indiana. Hello, everyone.
Hey, everybody!
Hello. Doo-doo.
Oh,
I'm in a mood.
Yes. And if you're playing Animal Crossing, Viva Festival!
Yeah.
I am sure that is that's for Mardi Gras, and they do it on Monday.
Yes.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Happy Mardi Gras.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway, I've been playing.
Eat lots of king cake.
Yes, I've been playing and collecting the feathers and the crazy dancing peacock. Oh my gosh, this event is so much fun. I love it, and it's so bonkers.
Mm-hmm. Or if you can find yourself that's got a place that sells beignets, get yourself some beignets.
Oh yes,
punchkis.
Absolutely.
Please, someone send me some beignets. Toot sweet.
Toot sweet. Por favor.
Yes.
Wait, I'm getting my languages mixed up.
Hey, it works.
Merci.
It does.
Beignets. Merci beaucoup.
I know a little bit of French and I know enough Spanish, so we're good.
We're fusioning our languages here.
Yes.
One grande order of beignets. Merci. All right. News. First up, got to do some news.
We do indeed.
And convention related news for all the people coming to town for Gen Con and need a place to park. You can now make your reservations for Gate 10 parking online. So guarantee not necessarily a spot, but a lot that you know that there will be spots. So
that's better than nothing.
Yes. And they're the lots on, I mean, it depends on which way you're looking, but I would say that I would call it the backside of Lucas Oil Stadium, the side furthest away from the convention hall or the convention center. But this year, I believe, because Gen Con is now back in August and therefore don't have to worry about football, they are going to be utilizing Lucas Oil. So if you want to walk, you can cut through Lucas Oil if you want and see the stuff there. Or maybe Lucas Oil is your intended destination anyway. Who knows? But then they also offer a shuttle that runs regularly to from the lots to closer to like the front entrance of the convention center as well. Which, in inclement weather, this is Indiana, in August, it could either be really hot and you don't want to walk, or it could be raining. Or it could be hot and raining at the same time.
Either way. I find it amusing, having never been to Gen Con. I find it amusing that they actually say you can reserve parking. And I'm like, why hasn't anybody else done this?
Yeah.
It would be nice.
there's a lot of places you can park. You can park at the mall.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to be paying the rates there. And usually it's not the hours aren't necessarily matched up with Gen Con. Yeah, unlike like someone like me who works downtown, down the street from the convention center, so I could just park at work and walk. Which, when it is hot and or raining, it's not quite fun, but I can park for free. So
Yes. You get to use your badge.
yep. No, and I will be at Gen Con this year. I've already been confirmed. I got the badge, so
Sweet.
yay! There you go. And even Gate 10, they offer RV parking. So if you're coming to
Ooh.
Gen Con in an RV, they even have RV spots. So
That actually if I had an RV and I wanted to
Mhm.
go to a convention somewhere else and they offered RV parking, that would kind of be amazing.
yeah. Although I don't think the RV parking is like going to an actual RV place. They don't have like hookups, so you can't like park there and make sure you have electricity and water and stuff. But it gives you a place to, if you want to bring an RV, park, and then go park it elsewhere where you have access to utilities and just kind of, juice it up so that when you come back the next day, you can go to the RV and you got, if you need to take a nap, especially if you got kids.
Oh yeah,
Maybe
that's what I'm
kitchen,
thinking.
so.
But
I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure those lots don't have RV hookups. So
that would be hilarious. It's like instead of going to a hotel, you just have your RV.
Yeah, I imagine they would charge a bit more if they had.
Oh, I'm sure.
Utilities.
I'm sure.
Speaking as from someone who lived in a family who used to have an RV, so I know something about these things. Anyway, so that's Gen Con. Get on it if you want to guarantee a dedicated parking lot, so you're not driving around going, where can I park? You know exactly where to go, and it's already paid for. So you can work that into your Gen Con budget.
Yes, you can.
Anyway, moving on to a trailer that we missed that Shalane brought up in her feedback. So thank you, Shalane. I watched it. I even watched it a couple of times. And then I saw people's reaction to it. Like I saw Andre's reaction to it. Because of course Andre's going to react to something like this.
Yes.
And somehow I completely forgot when putting together the news last week. But yes, we've got our first look at it's not a reboot, it's a comeback of Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers movie that's going to be on Disney Plus in May. So, there's a lot of pop culture Easter eggs in there, not just Disney, but there are a lot of pop, because like Roger Rabbit, Sing Roger Rabbit was like, they brought Roger back for this.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, Roger Rabbit is Disney, and then just Warner Brothers let them have Looney Tunes and all those others. But
it's just they don't use Roger.
No,
anything. So
yeah. Although watching this and you think, okay, they're doing a Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers movie, so you think, okay, Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. Okay, I watched that show. I know the premise. Great, let's do this. And then I see the trailer and I think my brain broke. I'm like,
in this universe.
Okay, you guys saw Space Jam and thought, hey, let's do that.
Kind of. It's like Space Jam and Ready Player One.
Yeah.
Had a little baby.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, so at least as far as this movie is concerned, Rescue Rangers was a TV show that Chip and Dale acted in, and
I know
the show ended, and now they're doing the convention circuit and stuff, and Dale had CGI work done, which is why he's Pixar shaped,
which is why he looks like Alvin and the Chipmunks.
I mean, it can be absolutely awful, but right now I'm just kind of you know what? I'm kind of here for it. It's kind of meta.
Now, how much do you want to take bets that soon we're going to get a Tailspin reboot or comeback announcement?
Maybe they'll be setting up that in this movie.
They did. I mean, they did have Tailspin references in the new DuckTales, which the new DuckTales is amazing, and I kind of sad that they canceled it after 3, or it only got 3 seasons. And I think, let's see, they referenced Darkwing Duck and they referenced Tailspin through. Well, I think Darkwing Duck actually showed up in the show. So maybe, I don't know. We'll see. Although I'm like, I don't know. It was so weird hearing normal voices coming out of both Chip and Dale, like, not the high-pitched squeaky chipmunk voices. And it just kind of
on YouTube, on the trailer that I watched, which was on the official Disney Plus YouTube, I think, that someone commented it's just a fan theory that those are their real voices, and then they do the high-pitched voices as their characters.
Yeah. It's just, for years, since even, the shorts from the 40s and 50s and all that, they've always been the little high-pitched squeaky voice. So you think, okay, yeah, that's who they are. And then you see them talking and it's a different voice and you're like, I mean, obviously this is audio and I can't show the face I'm making, but it's very really.
Yeah, or the dog confused head tilt. It's like, you want me to do what?
Yeah. So I will give it a chance because it's on Disney Plus. I don't have to go to the theaters, and it's
already paid for.
It's already paid for, so might as well. It's like, okay, I will give it a chance. I don't know. Just with all of these things that they've brought back, not just Disney, but other companies too. They brought back from, the 80s, 90s, and whatever. It's like, okay, what are you gonna do? It's like you're like cringing away and like, okay, I'm gonna open it. It's like a box of expired, I don't know, a Tupperware thing of something that's been in there for a while, and you're like, okay, I don't know what this is. Oh no, wait, this is what it's the butter tub in your grandma's fridge, and you're like,
yes,
is this
but you
butter?
don't know what it's gonna be.
What is this? So you're like,
is this butter or soup from like 2 months ago? Yeah,
and like, how long has this been in here? Is it still good? I don't know. I don't know what is going to happen. And
it's Schrodinger's IP. We don't know yet if the IP is dead or alive.
Yes. And it's just
good one. Like, I like it.
Yeah. Where we used to get so excited, like, oh, this they're bringing back this old thing and making it new. Now it's like, oh no, they're bringing this old thing back and making it new. What is it going to be? Is it going to be moldy, or is it actually going to be butter? I don't know.
Yeah.
Hold your breath.
Yep.
But
I mean, Disney's track record has been pretty decent with this kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think I'd feel more. I think I'd feel better if it was like, oh hey, we did what we did with DuckTales.
Yes.
But anyway. We shall find out, won't we?
All right, moving on to awards season. One of the last big awards ceremonies before the Academy Awards, at least on this side of the pond. The SAG Awards were the other day. We still have the BAFTAs, but those are still not for a few more weeks. So the SAG Awards, which does television and film, but in the TV, there was nothing of note for us to talk about.
No, not really.
I do like the fact that the SAG Awards do have a category for stunt ensemble. This is something that the Academy needs to get on as a category.
Yes.
Forget most popular movie or fan favorite or whatever. get us a category for stunt work, whether it's ensemble or stunt court, whoever the stunt coordinator for a film is, make them the winner, kind of like they do give the best picture award to the producer or whatever.
Yeah. And then all the stunt workers, they, I don't know, they'll do something, but yeah.
Yes. But if you're keeping track, especially if you're working on your Oscars predictions, best outstanding performance male actor in a leading role went to Will Smith for King Richard. Chipping away at Benedict Cumberbatch's winning of everything so far this award season. So interesting. Jessica Chastain won lead female actor for The Eyes of Tammy Faye, which Lady Gaga did get nominated for House of Gucci for the SAG Awards. So yeah. And supporting actor went to Troy Kotsur for Coda. And supporting female actor went to Ariana DeBose for West Side Story, which I think she's been winning pretty much everywhere for that. So yeah. So and they don't do like a best picture, they do best or outstanding performance by a cast in a motion picture, which went to Coda, and then they actually do stunt ensemble both for motion picture and television, and No Time to Die won for motion picture, which of course a Bond movie, why not?
But of course.
Yeah. Although Black Widow, Dune, Matrix Resurrections, and Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings were also in there. So
wow, that's some stiff competition. So
yeah, quite. Yeah. So
and our murders in list building lost out to Squid Game, I think. So that at least it got nominated. That's the main thing.
Yeah. And then I posted this on our Facebook, but I thought I'd point it out here just in case folks, for the folks that aren't on the Facebook. Molly Southgate, who's the child of Rob Southgate and his lovely wife, has been accepted apparently into a very prestigious arts camp as creative writing as kind of her focus, and apparently this is kind of a big deal, and she did get a scholarship and some financial aid, but they are trying to come up with the rest of the tuition, because apparently this is like a 3-week camp that she will stay at all the way up in Michigan. I say that all the way up in Michigan, like I'm down here in Indiana. I can be in Michigan in like 3.5 hours. I don't know what part of Michigan though. So,
well, there's two parts. There's Michigan proper, and then there's
the UP.
Michigan.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I was gonna say, like, isn't there like that? I always called it the scarf.
That little island. Yeah, the scarf. Yes, it's real close to Wisconsin.
Yeah.
I had a kindergarten teacher that was from Michigan, and she explained to us like where to find Michigan on the map, and it's like, okay, it's a mitten and a scarf, that's that's what you're looking for. And
that's
so ever since then, it's like that's Michigan.
Yep. But I've met Molly a few times, and she is just she's extremely talented, extremely smart. She's an actress. She's a podcaster too, and she's not even out of high school yet. She's been podcasting since she was knee-high to a grasshopper. So she's a really smart kid, really good kid. And this seems like it, this type of thing seems like it's right up her alley. When you think about summer camp, you think of like Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts and canoeing and shooting archery. No, this is like art camp. It's not just for writers, but she's going there to focus on her writing, but there's also going to be like painters and sculptors, and so it sounds really cool.
Yes.
But yeah, she's got a GoFundMe up trying to raise some money to help cover the last little bits of the tuition, because apparently they have to wear uniforms at this thing.
Oh.
So and apparently that's what the money she's trying to raise is mostly going to help cover, I think, is the uniforms. If I read the GoFundMe correctly. So she's been very fortunate because she's been able to lower the goal on GoFundMe a couple of times because of anonymous private donations outside of GoFundMe.
Nice.
So, and then there's quite a bit of people that have donated on GoFundMe too. So, but yeah, if you can give, help a really cool fellow, really fangirl, geek girl out. And if not, share the link. That doesn't cost you anything. And speaking of writing, book club updates. How's that for
yes, perfect. Considering we're at the end of February, who'd have thunk it? Tomorrow,
my birthday month is over.
Yes. Oh.
But you had a really good one.
Yes, you did. Tomorrow, with it being March 1st, and with us having a 3-way tie back in December or January, March's book club choice is Land of the Dead. That is an audiobook from Big Finish. So that will get posted tomorrow. If remember, listen, make note, post-it note. I have a reminder set. And then
put an alarm on your
phone, yes. And then I will be trying to think up of the poll for April's book choices. So keep that in mind. No fooling, yeah. No fooling. So that's the status of the book club.
Fantastic.
Yes.
All right. On to feedback. Like I said, we got some feedback from Shalane, aside from her reminder of the trailer that we missed, talking about Stranger Things. She's on it with the pop culture references. Speaking of pop culture references and stuff, so we talked about the Stranger Things and how they had to hurry up and film the last 2 seasons before the kids all went, through puberty and could start drinking.
Oh boy, that'd make for some interesting on-set.
Yeah.
Shenanigans, hijinks.
Yeah.
And
drama.
she's speculating about what we'll see as far as like pop culture and stuff, because season 1 took place over Christmas. We had Dungeons and Dragons and Star Wars. Season 2 is Halloween. We have Ghostbusters. 4th of July. For season 3, we had Back to the Future. This next season is set over spring break, and we don't know yet what the big pop culture reference will be. And she speculates season 5 will take place because season 4 is supposed to be spring break 1986. She's speculating season 5 will be probably 1987, maybe.
Right.
And with 86 and 87, we have things like Dirty Dancing, Adventures in Babysitting, Harry and the Andersons, Predator, which, considering the guys in Stranger Things, I would not be surprised if they make a Predator reference at some point.
Yeah.
Princess Bride.
Might be Princess Bride. Who knows?
Yeah, really. And she thinks maybe they'll go for full circle, and the final season will be back at Christmas again.
Yeah. And if memory serves, I think season 4 is getting split into 2 parts, and then season 5.
Yep. That's the word on the street.
Indeed.
I guess we will find out when season 4 starts. If any of your predictions come true, Shalane. But I'm quite impressed with your pop culture knowledge for the 80s.
And I'm looking forward to seeing
considering she wasn't even close to being alive then.
No, she wasn't. There's 10 years between her and me, and so we yeah, and I was born in the 80s, so do the math.
Me too. It's like I don't remember some of this stuff.
I mean, I was during the time span 2, 3, heading into the kindergarten range during this time, but it's going to be interesting to see what kind of music they pull, because 86, 87, even 85 had some good music.
Right. Yeah, that too. Should be fun.
Yes,
looking forward to it. All right, thank you, Shalane, for your feedback. All right, everyone, get your IMDb and Wikipedia open as I shuffle the papers and see whose name gets pulled from the pile. That's stuck together. Okay, there we go. Unstick.
Unstick.
Unstick. And okay. This should be interesting.
Okay.
Ooh, even if I tell you where this person's from, that might give it away. Oh well. Okay, so this actor, born the 7th of June, 1952, is a Northern Irish actor. In 2020, he was listed at number 7 in the Irish Times list of Ireland's 50 greatest film actors.
Okay.
He's been nominated for an Oscar, a BAFTA, 2 Tony Awards, and 3 Golden Globes.
Okay. Well, no, not actor, singer.
Yeah.
Would survey say Liam Neeson?
Yes. You would be correct.
I'm glad you knew that, Holly, because I'm like,
Google was my friend on that one. I'll honestly admit it. The first thing that did the search, first name that popped up was Liam Neeson, and I'm scrolling down and I see Tom Jones. I'm like, no. Dave Navarro, no. Drummer, Pink, not English.
Yeah.
Carl Urban, possibility, but no.
Tom Jones is not in here, I can tell you that.
I kind of figured as much.
Yeah. Can I admit this without getting run out of town on a rail? I can never place Liam Neeson's accent, like, ever, in all the movies that he's been in.
Yeah, he doesn't sound Irish.
No,
he doesn't.
And
most of the time, every now and then, like he'll do the R thing, but
right. He does a nondescript accent.
Yeah.
And you're definitely
show through
from the UK, but where specifically, I don't know.
Well, and the UK has such a range of accents, even just in England. Like, are you in the south of England? And
well, is Ireland even considered part of the UK? Actually,
no.
So I think, I didn't even think so, but I'm sorry.
No, I have a couple friends from there, and they'd be
UK lumping you together.
Yeah,
especially considering he's from North Ireland.
Yeah, so the thing is with Ireland,
please don't send the IRA after me.
Yeah, so Northern Ireland, as I understand it, they are part of the UK. Ireland proper, I suppose, is what we call it. And again, please don't hurt me.
It's a point of contention.
Yes.
Yes.
There,
Let's just put it that way. Yes.
but I'm just commenting on. I know somewhat of the history and the geography beyond the reasons and stuff. I'd have to look it up. But anyway, back to Liam Neeson because
Yes, that's not why we're here. Yes,
that is not why we're here. We didn't. Yeah.
William
Anyway.
John Neeson. So his name's not even Liam; it's William.
Well, Liam is short for William.
William.
Yeah, but it's not one you normally hear, though.
True.
When you think of shortening William, you hear like Will or Bill.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Willie. Yeah. So born the 7th of June 1952 in Ballymena, County Antrim, to the son of Catherine and Bernard. He was raised Catholic. He was named Liam after the local priest. He is the third of 4 siblings. He has 3 sisters named Elizabeth, Bernadette, and Rosaline. Apparently in school is where he discovered his love of drama. He said that growing up as Catholic in a predominantly Protestant town made him cautious. And he once said he felt like a, quote, second-class citizen there. But has also said he was never made to feel inferior or different at the town's predominantly Protestant technical college. So, silver lining, I guess. He said, of his upbringing, he said, it would be colorful to imagine I had a rebellious, uproarious Irish background, but the facts were much grayer. Irish, yes, but all that nationalistic stuff, crying into your Guinness and singing rebel songs. That is a very colorful image. That was never my scene. And he said he was pretty out of touch with politics and wasn't really aware of the things going on there until actually after Bloody Sunday. Apparently at the age of 9, he began boxing lessons at the All Saints Youth Club, going on to win a number of regional titles before quitting at the age of 17. And then he also acted a bunch of school productions. Nothing notable enough to put in Wikipedia, apparently.
Come on, Wikipedia, you're supposed to be complete.
Yep.
Lol.
Yeah.
I say that with a straight face.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. Apparently, in 1971, he joined a physics and computer science course at Queen's University Belfast, but left to go work for the Guinness Brewery. How Irish of you. But while he was at Queen's University, he discovered he had a talent for playing football, which, of course, we don't mean American football, we mean soccer.
Yes.
And he got offered a club trial. And he played 1 game as a substitute, but was never offered a contract. So once again, another actor who could have been a professional football player, but not.
Seems like the acting industry, it's like, well, you couldn't do sports. That's okay. We'll take you anyway. And they end up being quite pretty competent actors. So, and sometimes more than competent. So,
yes.
Yay.
Yep. Of course, he cut his teeth in theater, as you do.
It's kind of required in the British Isles, isn't it?
I think it is. Yeah, I mean, we sense the theme every single time we pull a British actor or actress out of said hat, it seems to trend that way.
It does indeed.
He got his first film role. I don't think this is not major film role. I'm guessing this was probably something locally made, but he played Jesus in a religious film called Pilgrim's Progress.
Well, I can kind of see it from Phantom Menace, yeah.
He played Aslan in Narnia, so yeah.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
So I would say, yeah, I could kind of see that with the Qui-Gon Jinn look, but actually, if you on like Reddit and stuff and other places, you see people that like playing pranks on their like parents and grandparents by swapping out their images of Jesus, but it's actually Ewan McGregor.
With Ewan McGregor, yeah.
Yeah,
which you're kind of
like,
okay.
Yeah, really, yeah.
Right movie, wrong Jedi.
Wrong Jedi. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that is too funny. Yeah. It always cracks me up.
Yeah. So he kind of got his like first more mainstream film role after John Borman, who has done a lot of interesting movies like The Exorcist 2. But apparently he saw Liam in a stage version of Mice and Men and offered him the role of Sir Gawain in the film Excalibur. After that, he moved to London, where he continued working on stage and doing small budget films and TV. Apparently, he lived with Helen Mirren for a while.
Ooh, interesting. I'm surprised she hasn't spilled the tea on that one yet.
Yeah. I don't think it was necessarily as a relationship. I think she was just giving him a place to crash.
But still,
Yeah. And eventually he started getting more roles. He was in the Bounty, which was a historical drama film with Mel Gibson and Anthony Hopkins. I think that's an upgraded version of Mutiny on the Bounty. Actually, which, oh my goodness, how many times are they gonna make that movie? He guest starred in the 3rd season of Miami Vice. He was in the movie Suspect with Cher and Dennis Quaid. Yeah. He was in Sam Raimi's Dark Man. And he so he ended up doing Anna Christie on Broadway alongside the woman who would become his wife, Natasha Richardson. And then the early 90s is where he really kind of took off, when he got offered the role of Oscar Schindler in Steven Spielberg's film Schindler's List. Which I don't know how long it took me to make the connection that the guy in Schindler's List was also Qui-Gon Jinn. So I don't know why, but
sometimes, and I've noticed this is like, because he's in so many things and there's so many like voice things that he does as well. It's like sometimes I have to sit and think, is that Liam Neeson? Even like looking at him, because he just kind of blends. He for such a distinctive look and voice, he he has the ability to blend into different roles. Just and you just kind of think, is that Liam Neeson? And you go, Google it or whatever, and like, oh my gosh, it is.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many is that Liam Neeson moments I've had watching or even listening to voices in an animated something or other. And it's just it's kind of fascinating to watch and listen to.
And then obviously Schindler's List, huge film as far as like acclaim and everything. It got him that Best Actor nomination. He didn't win because that went to Tom Hanks for Philadelphia, which I think you could have flipped a coin that year. It could have gone to either one of those guys actually, because they're both really, really good performances. Obviously Schindler's List would win Best Picture that year, so we will be covering that on Gold Standard when we get to it.
It's kind of like they're like, well, we'll give the Best Actor to Philadelphia, but Schindler gets the Best Picture.
And then 1999, he stars as Qui-Gon Jinn in Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace.
Which, everyone has their opinions on that movie. I certainly do. Liam Neeson is not the problem in that movie.
Nope.
All.
Nope.
In fact, I'm like, I almost wanted a side story of like, well, hey, I want more of Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon Jinn and their adventures, because who doesn't want to see Obi-Wan's rise from Padawan to not Padawan master? Oh my gosh, my brain.
Yes. I mean, I can imagine that Obi-Wan gotten into some hijinks like Anakin does in the second movie, and
it's like just because he was so straight-laced as an adult doesn't mean he didn't get into shenanigans as a kid. And Qui-Gon would be right there encouraging this.
Probably. And then I bet you any money off screen, Qui-Gon said somewhere, when it's time for you to have a Padawan, I hope he's as bad as you were to me. So now you
every parent when their kids misbehave, and it's like, when you grow up and have kids of your own, I hope they're as bad as you are.
The mother's curse works. And in this case, it's the Jedi.
Apparently it does for Jedi as well.
Yes.
Despite other issues with Episode 1, it did that Liam's performance has generally been
well regarded,
appreciated, and well received.
Appreciated.
So,
yes.
What's funny is, if you remember, the soundtrack was released before the movie was.
Oh yes, and there was
one of the tracks is called Qui-Gon's Noble End.
Yes.
This was before that people. This is before people started making a stink about spoilers and that kind of thing, and it's like, really. I mean, I suppose once you see the movie, you're kind of like, okay, well. You're kind of like, okay, so Obi-Wan he has to be the Jedi Master, so he can't really be a Padawan for much longer. So what do you do? Do you kill him off, or do you just? I mean, because it was kind of a big deal. Star Wars was coming back, and it's not like now where we have a new Star Wars thing every 5 minutes. And it was like, oh my goodness, like, what's this going to be about? We got to make this big and bombastic, and worthy of Star Wars, yay. And then so yeah, it's kind of like, yeah, they had to kill him off because reasons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Darth Maul can be literally cut in half, and he goes on.
Yes,
Mhm.
but you stab Qui-Gon Jinn, and now
And
he's gone.
Yeah.
He becomes a Force ghost. Although I will say he does come back in Clone Wars. Just his voice though.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but it is him.
It is him.
To a lot of the other casts too. They just use voice actors. So
again, that one is did they really get Liam Neeson back? Holy crap, they did! Yay!
Mhm.
That one I was very.
And they do use his actual voice in Rise of Skywalker too, when Rey is hearing a whole bunch of voices of previous Jedi. So
yeah, that's there too.
Yeah. So yeah, Star Wars. And he does a lot of stuff that you expect someone of his breeding, I guess,
Mhm.
to do. Like, he got nominated for that Tony for doing a stage version of being in a stage production of The Crucible. He's done some more period type stuff. He was in K-19 The Widowmaker. He was in Gangs in New
Mhm.
York. He is one of my favorite characters in Love Actually.
Yeah.
One of the healthiest relationships in that entire movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then he stars in a series of films that has numerous memes. If you disturb me during insert movie or TV show here, I will track you down and kill you.
I will find you and I will kill you. And I'm sure that became a meme just because of his delivery.
Yes.
Because if it had just been kind of read off fine, but not quite that great, it would have just sort of been meh, here it is.
Yeah.
Nothing special, but the fact that the way he said it, and that movie, I enjoyed it.
Yes.
I enjoyed it. I don't know if I could watch it again, just because now it's kind of it's a little freaky.
The
also,
subject matter,
and I have kids. I mean, granted, they're not teenagers, but still.
Yeah, the first two are good. The third one,
not so much.
Yeah,
not so much.
He plays Ra's al Ghul in Batman Begins.
That's right.
Yep, that's right. Yep.
The first of the Christopher Nolan Batman movies.
Which again, like, I went and saw that one, and I was like, "Oh, Liam Neeson's in this," because he's kind of he's a little bit of a more serious version of Tim Curry, where in the fact that he just sort of shows up and like, "Oh, well, here you are," and you weren't expecting it. Just in everything.
No one ever expects the Spanish Inquisition or Liam Neeson. Yes, and he does voice Aslan in the Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Which, of course, he does. It's like, who else? I mean, I guess you could have gotten Morgan Freeman, maybe. But now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, Liam Neeson.
Yeah. Well, and then he does Aslan's voice again in Prince Caspian.
I'm sure it was in Voyage of the Dawn Treader, although I haven't seen that one as much as the other two.
Yeah. He has done some video game work. He's the voice of James, the main character's father in Fallout 3.
Yes, because there's another big one, and he doesn't. So the story of Fallout 3 is you're in the vault, and that you you watch your character grow up, and that's the tutorial part of it. And then he gets kicked out of the vault because these vaults are, or no, he has to leave the vault because they have to find this was it the water purifier or something? Now I'm mixing up my Fallout games. I'm like, wait, something's wrong. Anyway, so he's not in it very long. Is my point? Because the main character has to leave the vault to go out into the world and see, and the vault's been there for a couple centuries because that's like how people survived, quote unquote, survived the nuclear war, and then you see what the world is like now, and all this, and it's there's intrigue, there's mystery, and all of the above. But yeah, so Liam Neeson is in it, and I think they got such a big name because it was Bethesda's first crack at Fallout, because they had just bought the IP from whoever it was that owned it originally. And so they're like, yeah, we're going to do this because it was already popular. And they're like, yes, we're going to do this big, fantastic, awesome version of it. And it's going to be so awesome. And you're never going to want to see anything else again or whatever. You know how they do. And so they get Liam Neeson to voice a character in a video game who I'm sure his paycheck was a significant portion of their budget.
Yeah, probably.
Oh,
but
probably, yes.
Otherwise, it is a really good game. I prefer New Vegas lightly, but only because I like the story in New Vegas better. But that's neither here nor there. Again, Liam Neeson's awesome, and it was cool to hear him in that video game. It's been a while since I've played it or watched it, because I'm sitting here going like, and what's the story again?
Yeah,
but I could rattle off a story for New Vegas, like, no problem.
Yeah,
it's like I'm getting them all mixed up.
Yeah.
So yeah, Fallout fans out there, don't kill me. I'm a fan too. It's been a while.
Mm-hmm. And let's see. He played Zeus in Clash of the Titans. Did that bomb?
I think.
Yeah, it did.
I think it was that Clash of the Titans remake, or it was something of Egypt. My dad and I, we rented it and we watched like 10-15 minutes of it, and we're just like, that's it, we're shutting it off, we're going to a different one.
Either way, well, both was like, what, gods in Egypt or whatever it was called. Those were both pretty terrible. Pretty to look at for the most part, but
oh yeah, the special effects and the scenery, but otherwise everything else is just like, oof.
It's like, nope, not this.
Basically Sarah Jane and the Doctor backing away, turning around.
I cannot tell you how many times, like, I need that GIF just to have.
Can I just carry that in my pocket and just pop it out whenever I need it?
Yes, exactly. Yes. Here you go.
Yeah.
You want my thoughts on this situation? Here.
Supposedly, well, not supposedly, he's confirmed this. He was tapped to play Abraham Lincoln in Spielberg's film Lincoln.
Wow.
And even did like a lot of research, but eventually he turned it down because he was, quote, past his sell date.
Oh, really?
Seriously, dude?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. No. Roll went on to Daniel Day-Lewis, who would go on to win his 3rd Academy Award for Best Actor. So
dang. I'm like, okay, yeah, Liam Neeson's been around a while. He doesn't look it, nor does he sound it.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah.
No.
But you gotta. I guess if that's what he wants or what he thinks, that's fine. It's just really.
Yeah. he speaking of voiceover work, though, he does play bad cop, good cop in the Lego movie.
Yes.
Very funny.
Yes.
Yes. It's like, I know that voice.
Yeah.
It's like, of course you do.
Yeah. Since doing the Taken movies, he's kind of been nudged into that action star type role, and he's gotten to the point where he's like, yeah, I'm a bit too old for this. So would not be surprised if we start seeing him in probably more, probably period pieces and less actiony. So so that's where he's at, this as far as
Yeah.
what he's done.
Wasn't he also in a version of, it was Les Mis, but it wasn't the,
Yes. Yeah, but it wasn't the musical, it was just
it was just based on the
story.
the
Yes.
book. It was,
Yeah.
And he was
Not every version of Les Mis is a musical.
Yeah, no.
Mhm.
Let's see. I'm trying to remember who he played. I know it was in the 90s.
He plays Jean Valjean.
Oh, okay. Because I was sitting there like, was it Jean Valjean or the other guy?
No, he plays Jean Valjean.
Okay.
Oh
yeah, he was a voice in the English dub of Ponyo too.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's Liam Neeson, everybody's favorite voice.
Yep.
Menacing or otherwise.
Yes.
Yeah.
He can be sweet and comforting, and he can also be scary as all get out.
Mhm.
Somebody did not want to meet the dark alley.
Yeah.
Yep. Very versatile actor. There's a lot of things he could play and does play. So
Yes.
huzzah.
He could read a telephone book for all I care.
Exactly. Oh, just
I'd be happy.
now I've got to see if he's ever read any audiobooks, because I'm like, I wonder.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't know. Wikipedia does not say.
No, it doesn't. That's a little harder to find. Oh, audiobook narration. The Polar Express.
Ah, there you go.
Huh.
There you go.
Interesting.
And that's one of my favorite Christmas picture books, so
Mhm.
I'm gonna have to track that one down.
Yes.
And let's move on to our second person who I've already drawn to save us some
Okay.
time.
Go ahead.
So this actor, there's a lot of guys in the bag, I'm sorry. Just
That's all right.
statistically, they're gonna more likely be guys
Yeah.
than women.
Yes.
I'm not complaining. Some of them are just fun to watch.
Fun to look at. Yeah, that's
Yes.
true.
Yes. Easy on the ice.
Quite.
Yep.
It's like I will
I
eat
mean-
the eye candy.
Yeah. Yeah. So this actor, born the 5th of May, 1944. So get up there in years. Is a Welsh actor. And that's yeah.
Is it John Rhys Davies?
Yes.
Okay, that's right. Yes.
I was like, I
Good
don't.
old Gimli.
Yes. Speaking of actors who have amazing voice talent and on-screen presence.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yes,
And
John Rhys
anyone
Davies, born in
FY
Salisbury to the son of Welsh parents. His mother, Phyllis, was a nurse, while his father was a mechanical engineer and a colonial officer.
Nice.
Nice.
So, because of his father's work as a colonial police officer, he lived part of his childhood in I'm going to try to pronounce that, but today it's part of Tanzania,
Okay.
before they moved to Wales. So bit of a international childhood. He went to school in Cornwall and then the University of East Anglia, where he was one of the first 105 students admitted and became co-founder of its drama club.
Nice.
Ooh, nice.
He was a teacher for a short time at a school in Norfolk. Then eventually he got himself a spot at the Royal Academy of Dramatic Art in London.
Nice.
Yes. And like most people of his again lineage, if you're going to cut your teeth in anything in that part of the world, there's a handful of things that you're going to do or possibly do, and in this case it was I Claudius.
Yep.
Which he did in 1976. So, and of course, anyone worth their salt knows him as Sala in two of the
Yes.
Indiana Jones movies, and then he also appears as Sala in the Indiana Jones attraction at Disneyland in the pre-show movie, which always amuses me. I love that ride anyway, but it always amuses me while waiting in line and Sala comes up on the screen. And
You're
starts
like,
Mhm.
hey, there you are.
talking to the people while in line. I'm like, Sala! He was in, if anyone remembers this, The Trial of the Incredible Hulk, which was includes one of Stanley's first cameos as far as Marvel is concerned. He plays Kingpin in Trial of the Incredible
Why am I not surprised he'd be Kingpin?
Yep.
He was in the Untouchables TV series that ran in the early 90s. And then also on the TV show Sliders
Yes, as Dr.
in the mid to late
Maximilian Arturo.
90s. Yep.
Yes, and I highly suggest you watch it. It can be a little cheesy fun, but it is good. I have seen it and I have enjoyed it.
He made a couple appearances on Star Trek Voyager in the holodeck as Leonardo da Vinci.
I can see it.
And we must not forget he does a voice character in our Once Upon a Time TV show. Yes, Grandpappy.
Yes, that's right.
Frozen
I was like,
Ark.
that is right. He plays the little troll dudes. Well, one of them.
Yes. Yes.
During the Frozen storyline.
Yes.
Yes.
And what else has he done? Oh my gosh, there's just
Let's
got
see. He's
quite the-
in the James Bond movie The Living Daylights, which
that's right. I was like, I know he's done a James Bond.
one of my favorite Bond movies of all
Mhm.
time, and one of those Bond movies where one, it's a great Bond movie and also has a really good Bond theme song.
Yes.
Yes.
Because there are some Bond movies where it's like, yeah, the theme song's really good, the movie not so much. This is one of those ones, Bond movie and theme song, like peanut butter and jelly.
Yes, that was one that Jared and I like watched all the Bond movies, and just like from beginning to end, and we ranked them, and we ranked the movies themselves and the Bond themes and the girls and all that kind of thing. And I was one that I was very pleasantly surprised because I didn't know anything about it really. So I was like, dang, this is a good one. Like, and it was one that not a lot of people talk about, and I really love it. So and that
he's done quite a bit of video game work.
Yes,
throughout his career, which I don't really know any of these games. Ripper from 1996, Dune 2000.
See, I'm trying to see if Jared was on here, he'd talk
Commander.
He'd talk at length about Wing Commander. I don't know a whole lot about it. Probably even Baldur's Gate too. Yeah. But again, he has the voice for sure. I'm trying to see he voiced Thor in The Incredible Hulk in '96 in the TV show.
But of course, outside of Indiana Jones, I think what most people know him from is the role of Gimli in the Lord of the Rings trilogy. So.
And his ribbing relationship with Legolas.
Yes. Oh.
One of the modern day bromances of our time.
Yes.
The one we didn't know we needed.
I know, until it happened. I mean, yes, it happens in the book, and they're Gimli and Legolas are best buds, but to see it on screen, and it's one of my favorite
and how
things
well
about
they played off each other.
Yes, I love this. There's John Rhys-Davies, who has been in so many things and been in the industry and all these things, and then there's Orlando Bloom, who's like a baby as far as the film industry is concerned, and they're just like beat for beat, just right there with each other, and I love it. Those things that I get so I watch them like, dang it, this is so amazing that these two.
I mean, and out of the duo pairings, Gimli and Legolas, Pippin and Merry, and then
Sam and Frodo.
Sam and Frodo, it's just like they kind of rotate in my favorites. It's like, well, no, these are my one. This is my number ones. Here's my number two. Here's my number three.
Except I just saw Two Towers recently, and there's the battle of Helm's Deep. It's like one of the first times that Gimli and Legolas get to have their battle against each other of who can kill more.
Yes.
Yeah. Even before the battle starts, and Gimli's like, he's so the character's so short, he can't see over the edge of the parapet. And Legolas is like, would you like me to describe it to you, or would you like me to get you a box?
Yes. That was it. The second movie that Gimli goes over with the catapults, or is that the third movie?
That's the well, it's not with the catapults. I don't think he doesn't go over the catapults, but when they got a barrage literally banging at the door, and so he and Aragorn come out the side, but they're gonna have to jump.
That's right.
Like, toss me.
Toss me.
Yeah. He's like, toss me. Don't tell the elf.
Yeah. Which in the
I kind of get confused with the Robin Hood Prince of Thieves and the catapult. It's like
because I'm sitting there thinking like, there's a Gimli and the catapult. What? But
No.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and I love how, like, because in the first movie, Gimli is just as serious,
Cranky and
depressed, and cranky, and then in the next movie, like, he's comic relief, basically, because
Mhm.
in the first movie, the hobbits were the comic relief, Merry and Pippin, and
Mhm.
now they're all split up
Mhm.
in two towers, so they kind of have to find somewhere to get their levity.
Mhm.
So now it's Gimli. So in the first movie, they has that moment, like, nobody tosses a dwarf because that's his pride, and he's like, he's not going to be
Mhm.
tossed across the ravine or the chasm, whatever. And then in the next one, he's like, toss me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or when the three of them are chasing the orcs, they're taking Merry and
Mhm.
Pippin, and he's
Mhm.
all like, it's like, dwarves are not meant for long distance running. I'm better for short.
We're wasted on
We're
long.
natural. Dwarves are natural sprinters.
Yeah, dangerous across
Yes.
short distances.
Yes.
No, my
Very
favorite.
dangerous across short distances.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
favorite part is in the third movie, and they've beaten they've had the Battle of Pelennor Fields, and they've beaten
Yes.
the Witch King and all that, and they're sitting at the throne room, and they're just discussing what to do next, and Gimli's there with his pipe, and he goes, "Certainty of death, small chance of success. What are we waiting for?" And I'm like, oh, that is
Yeah.
so a dwarf. That is so
Yep.
what a dwarf would say. And
Yep. Basically, his way of saying, "What's the worst that could possibly happen? Let's roll for initiative and go."
Yeah.
basically, yes. Basically. So yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
this just that whole movie, and I could gush. Someday we reviewed those movies. I don't think we have.
Nope.
I don't think so.
One of these days,
I think that's in our list of
Yes.
future things to do.
Yeah. So I think one of these days we'll review it, and I will gush at length about it because it's just that awesome.
Good.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
They're so good. And it's so much
And
fun.
something tells me they will be the extended versions that we will be reviewing.
Duh.
probably yeah. What other
It's
versions
the only
are
version
there?
worth watching.
True.
Even
know,
the movie theaters figured that out. I went to an anniversary screening of The Two Towers, and they showed the extended version.
Oh, very good on them.
Yes.
Yes.
Which, unfortunately, when you go to a movie theater, it also, unlike at home where you can hit pause, it makes your
Right, yeah.
liquid intake a little harder when you have more movie to
Yes.
sit
Ooh,
through. And
yes.
thankfully, I know
Yes.
those movies inside and out, and I knew exactly when I could get up and go to the bathroom.
Yes.
Or you wouldn't miss much.
Yes,
Or when your
yeah.
favorite scene was coming up, you'd be, oh, okay.
exactly. So, what's one of the interesting things, and again, if you watch the extended edition, especially the extended edition box set that has all the behind the scenes stuff too,
Yes.
12 discs, I love it.
Yes. Same here.
Is that while John Rhys Davies was playing a dwarf, he is 6'1" in real
Yes.
life.
He is like the tallest.
Yeah,
of
of
the
like the entire
fellowship.
cast. But proportionately, it worked out well. So when they were doing shots
Mm-hmm.
with him compared to the guys playing the hobbits, they only had to do 2 camera passes instead of 3 because
Yes.
proportionally
Nice.
his height worked out well so that they could make the adjustments so that his height compared to the guys playing the hobbits worked out well, of a dwarf versus a hobbit versus a human versus an elf.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
So the humans and the elves could stand up behind, and then there's Gimli
Yeah.
and the hobbits, and it's I every time I see that
he could be
every
on
time
his
I
knees and he'd fit right
Yeah.
in.
yeah, I every time I see that shot of all 9 of them after the Council of Elrond, I'm like, it's a good thing John Rhys Davies is 6'1".
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. If any of them had been slightly, if he had been, closer to like the 5'6", whatever of like Elijah and, all the others, then they would have had to do more camera passes. But
Yeah.
it was that extra 7 inches of him over Elijah Wood was perfect. So, Yeah. Now he is the only one of the fellowship that did not get the tattoo.
Yes, it was his.
Yeah.
See, that was
It
the
was
thing
his
with
stunt double.
yeah, because they had his double do a lot of like the long shots and everything because it was a shorter person.
Yeah,
To
it was his stunt double was actually the proper height for a dwarf.
yeah, so a lot of what he did actually acting was no, it wasn't always on greens. It wasn't on green screen all the time, but it wasn't. He was the stunt double was there for a lot of it too. So.
Mhm. Which in the grand scheme of things worked out well for John because he was extremely allergic to the prosthetics.
Oh my gosh.
Poor
That
guy.
That poor man. It's
he finished filming on the last day and they got, he went to makeup, they got all the prosthetics off, and then they had like this amazing ceremony where some of the stunt guys that are native New Zealanders, they did a haka, which is for
it's
for the cast. It's kind of
it's
like a respect
it's a ceremonial
ceremony.
Dance that they do. There's a lot of Polynesians around in Salt Lake Valley, and so I know of it,
John was all like, they had a little fire, ceremonial fire, and John was like taking his prosthetic face, that he wore as Gimli, because because with all the facial hair and everything, you kind of have to build up the face, otherwise, like, stuff gets lost. So he had like cheeks, like cheekbones, and the nose and eyebrows and stuff, and he's like, he ran straight to that fire and threw the prosthetics on top, like, screw this, I'm never wearing these again. The poor guy, he developed like eczema because of whatever. I don't know if it was the glue itself that they use, or because a lot of those, I don't know if he's got a latex allergy or sensitivity, because a lot of those stuff's made out of latex.
Yeah,
it got to the point where his eyes would like swell shut.
Ugh,
it would get so bad.
Yeah, it was a combination of all of it, I think. And like he was like, they were peeling off layers of skin when they would take it off. Yeah. But it's so amazing because he's like, yeah, I was allergic to this and all these other things. I'm still doing this movie. I'm still gonna be this character.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh my gosh, because he came to FanX some years ago, and we sat in on his panel, and it was so much fun to listen to him just tell all these different stories and all these different, because people would come up and ask him questions, and he would just go forever on whatever he was talking about, and you're like just sitting there like, I want to listen to you all day. Seriously.
He's one that needs to sit down and write or do an audiobook of the stuff he's done.
Yeah, like a biography
and memories. Yes.
Yeah. Because oh my goodness, I was like, I would just love to sit with you for an afternoon.
He can command a room, like in the behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah.
I think it's Dominic that talks about how they went out to dinner one night, and he was like at the head of the table, and he just ordered this booming voice of like, it's like, we will have 5 lobster and 13 duck, and do you have partridge? Bring the partridge, and 20 filet mignon. It's just like,
and then he's like,
yes,
okay,
sir,
what do you
whatever
guys
you want, sir?
Yeah. So, although apparently, for as much as he hated the prosthetics, that did not stop him from utilizing the special effects makeup artist to play a rather fun prank on Peter Jackson, because he's missing part of a finger.
Oh,
and so they built up a faux tip of his finger, and then he was like talking to Peter Jackson or whatever, and just like took a knife and started just slicing it off.
Yes, which I'm like, if it was me and I didn't know, I would have been like, what?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, that would freak me the hell out. Absolutely.
Yep. That's funny though. So,
Yeah. They got up to some
and
shenanigans
they
on
asked him
that
about
set.
coming back to do the Hobbit, and he's like, "Yeah, it was a part. Yeah, the sentimental part of me would love to be involved again. He's not sure my face could take it."
Fair enough.
Thankfully, Gimli does get a shout out in the Hobbit though, when his father Gloin at one point like pulls out a little locket, and Legolas sees it, and he's like, "What's that?" He's like, "That's my son."
Yeah.
Legolas is like, "Ugh," like, "Yeah, you now he's gonna be your best friend and down the road."
Road, yeah.
Oh my goodness. It is so much fun.
Yeah. So, but yeah, he's just I would love to see him like, a panel at a convention or something.
Well,
Um
if you get the chance, do it. He is such a treat. I wish that we'd like gone to get his autograph or something. It was like schedules and timing. We just didn't have time to do it.
Yeah.
But we got to see his panel, and it was such a treat. And I'm like, he told stories about, his childhood and, some of the, crazy stuff he did and all sorts of different things. And I mean, now that I'm like talking about him, I'm like, oh, what did he even talk about? I think I might have mentioned it in our whenever we, and I don't even remember which year it was, but I probably talked about it when I did my recap of Fanix at that time. So I might have to look it up and say, go watch that. Yeah, but absolutely, if he comes to a convention near you, listeners, or whoever out there, absolutely go to his panel. You will not regret it. And it's just one of those things, it's like you just want to sit there and listen to him all day, and he would probably talk to you all day if given the chance.
Probably.
Yeah. Oh, that was the other thing that I remember, because we also they did Twisted Tunes, and they got him to come in and do a little bit of that. It was so funny because he's there, and he's just like, okay, what am I doing? What is this? But because he's acting like he doesn't know what he's doing or what's going on, and then when it's his turn, he just goes.
Yeah.
And
Like, psych, I do know what I'm doing.
exactly.
Yeah. And he was the voice of Treebeard in Lord of the Rings too. I think a lot of people might not know that as well.
Yes, so he pulled double duty there, which, again, he's got the voice for it.
Yeah. He has done a little bit in the way of audiobooks. I don't know what most of these titles are, but he has done an audiobook version of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
Oh, nice. That is 1989,
courtesy of Buena Vista Records. So I don't know.
I wonder if that's available on Audible. I'm gonna have to look at that next time
I
get
am going
credits.
to I am going to check to find out.
Yes. Because, dude. I mean, I know there's like only so many things you can feasibly do, but I'm like, you need to do audiobooks, man. You do.
No luck.
Darn.
Well, he's 77 now, so he's that might be something he does going forward.
Yes,
it might not be a route he decides to take. Who knows?
Perhaps.
I mean, he's doing a lot of voice work too.
Yeah.
So I mean, he does. We just barely scratch the surface on his voice work. So.
Oh my gosh, it was kind of, well, I will talk about this one. It was because I just remember it so well. It was Aladdin and the Prince of Thieves, or the King of Thieves. I mean, it was, and I just. We watched that movie. It was, direct to video, and it was a big deal because, Robin Williams is coming back to voice the genie and all these things. So it was, we saw it, and I watched it a lot. And, as I got older, I kept, I would watch it and I would just be like, okay, who's the voice, the voice of Kasim, who's Aladdin's father. and it's like does that Sean Connery? Because I'm sitting here going like, because it sounds like him. And then I look it up like, oh no, it's John Rhys Davies. And this is after, Lord of the Rings and all of that. And I was like, it's Gimli. He did the voice. Why did I think it was Sean Connery? But at the same time, it's like, it could be similar if you, tilt your head and squint a bit.
He was on 3 different episodes of Murder, She Wrote. It's 3 different characters.
Oh my gosh.
They did that on Murder, She Wrote a lot. They would have people
Quite
on
a bit,
multiple times,
yes.
and they would play different people the entire time. So for you 90s kids, he was the voice of Macbeth on Gargoyles.
Yes, he was. That might be another one that I thought was Sean Connery too. You could say that.
Yeah.
It's like, nah, he wouldn't be in this. It's
okay. Here's a bit of we'll wrap up here. I don't think we don't really have time to pull another name. So I think we'll end with these 2. But in a bit of serendipity, in 2019, he did voice work for a computer animated film version of The Pilgrim's Progress.
That is awesome.
Ties back in.
Well, when you get
welcome.
We get 2 such distinguished actors in our Names from the Hat episode.
And apparently Pilgrim's Progress is what ties them together.
Well, there we go.
Who'd have thunk?
Oh, that is hilarious.
The podcast gods are smiling on us this day.
I guess.
Oh my goodness.
Names from a hat. A Pilgrim's Progress.
Yes.
It's like, how do we want the Fangirls podcast to be connected this time? Oh, I know. We have a good time around here, y'all.
Yes.
Yes.
Anyway, so we're gonna wrap it up then?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I mean, if we really can't go on from, I don't think, the odds of us pulling someone else who's also been in a version of Pilgrim's Progress, I don't know.
Pretty slim.
Pretty
yeah,
slim, I think.
We'll call it here. Well, in that case, if any of our dear listeners would like to chime in on their thoughts on these fine actors or any of our other topics that we cover in the past or future, if you're a time traveler, you can send us feedback to our email address, which is 5ishfangirls@gmail.com. And you can also visit our website, which is the5ishfangirls.com, which has links to all of our social media and ways to support the show, and of course our show notes as well. So check that out. And of course, we thank you all for listening. We thank you for your support. We thank you for all the things that you do to participate with us as we go, down this crazy road of fangirlish craziness things, words and stuff. Yes, I'm very articulate today. Anyway, but just, thanks for being here, y'all. We love you. We'll see you next time.
Yep. Steal from LeVar Burton.
Don't take my word for it.
Yes. All right. Well, on that note,
It's a fun
we
note to
shall
end on.
sign off for this week.
This is Chrissy saying goodnight from Salt Lake City.
This is Sally from Wisconsin saying good evening.
And this is Rachel from Indianapolis, Indiana. That still only counts as one.
listening to the Five-ish Fangirls podcast. You can find more episodes and information at thefivishfangirls.com. Any and all books, movies, games, and any other forms of media mentioned are owned and operated by the respective copyright holders. No copyright infringement is intended or implied. If you wish to support the show, the easiest way is to leave us a rating and review. More ratings and reviews will make it easier for others to find the show. If you wish to support us monetarily, you can do so at patreon.com/5ishfangirlspodcast. All money goes towards fees and equipment to keep the show going. For official Five-ish Fangirls merchandise, visit redbubble.com/people/5ishfangirls. We love hearing from our listeners and encourage feedback. You can email us at fiveishfangirls@gmail.com. You can also like and follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/5ishfangirls. Thank you so much for listening, and may the squee be with you.